Hey guys, Arm&Gun here. Welcome to the show. Today we're going to talk about my top 5 picks for guns that are in the same family as the AR-15, but that are not an AR-15. And what I mean by in the same family, probably the better way of saying it would be the same kind of general category of firearm, would be a semi-automatic center-fire rifle that takes an intermediate cartridge, something like the 300 Blackout, 7.62x39, or 5.56/223. And this gun itself is chambered in 223 or 5.56. But these are all, a small action rifle caliber cartridge. And that's what, all these family of rifles are all chambered in rounds such as these. So again, this is your typical AR-15 round. 7.62x39 is your typical AK-47 round. And 300 Blackout is the new kind of Gucci caliber, the operator caliber. Quite a versatile round, honestly. And well, I'm not really here to talk about why that's an important round today, but nonetheless, it's one of the guns I'll show today is chambered in 300 Blackout, and this is the family. So I guess just a quick comparison. Here's also a 308. This is a 7.62 NATO. This would be the next chart size up. This would be a battle rifle caliber, and so we're not talking about those things today. So just as a quick point of clarity. So without too much more talking, let's kind of jump into this. Now I picked the AR-15 just to throw in front here, just to give everyone an idea of the, synonymous assault rifle, military style, semi-automatic rifle. That's all a bunch of garbage, but this is what, this is what kind of paved the way for a lot of modern sporting guns. This is original Colt AR-15. This is the SP1. Pretty old school gun. I got it recently and pretty stoked. It's nice to kind of have, something that's kind of a retro feel, because you've also got all your modern, Gucci or your modern, high-end tactical AR-15s. It's kind of nice to see, where everything came from. And that's what this gun is. We're originally right down to the triangle handguard. So it's pretty cool. But that's about as much as I'm going to talk about the AR-15. Now we're going to talk about all the other guns that have come up kind of in its wake. And the significance of that is, like, certain countries, like for example, Canada, they arbitrarily, they've got harder restrictions on guns that are an actual variant of the AR-15, which is really too bad, because then you can't take it out and hunt with it or anything like that. Even though all these other guns function essentially the same, you just can't. If it has an AR-15 slapped on it, or it's an AR-15 variant, much like the HK-416, which is, man, this is a bloody sweet AR-15. One of the modern ones, one of the most famous AR-15s. This would be the one that's was credited with taking down Osama bin Laden. The SEAL team that did that was carrying 416s. They're well used and very famous for all the military contracts that they fulfilled. And this is the new version. This is the civilian labeled version, MR223. The only difference there is it's not select fire. It only goes to safe and semi. But for all intents and other purposes, it's basically the 416A5, which is a new 416. But I've got a full set of videos on this gun if you guys are more interested. It's one of my more popular video sets, just because, again, the notoriety of this gun. But I've got a shooting video now that's live, and I've got an overview and a disassembly video as well. Please go check them out. I'll toss a little card up here somewhere if you want to go check out those. But again, that's AR-15. So other countries have, specific laws against AR-15s, and it paves the way for some of these other guns to get more popularity. And I'm not going to talk about these guns in any specific order, except for I'm going to save the best for last, in my opinion. Again, these are anecdotal videos, purely my opinion. But we're going to run through each one real quick. I'm going to talk about why each gun is significant, maybe not why it's significant. I'm just going to show the ergs really quickly and why I liked it for this list, why I picked it. At the end, there's 2 other guns that I think would have made this list if I would have had them. And I will discuss what those are. Just for current logistics purposes, I couldn't get my hands on them. Working on that in the future, so I can include them in a future video or an updated top 5 non-AR platform list. And I'm going to show you a really sweet video, or sweet gun at the end of the video too. Just going to start doing a cool feature gun at the end, just to highlight it and be like, yeah, this is a cool gun. Here to your attention, it's a cool gun. Anyways, starting off, this is, well, I shouldn't say save the best for last. This would be my top 2. This would be my second pick. and possibly even first in terms of ergonomics. This is the Robinson Arms XCR series. These are just awesome guns, and they apart from having a side charging upper, it's non-reciprocating, by the way. It's just it's really nice. Other than that, it's got full ambi controls, and this gun is just, it's a tank. It's a piston gun, super reliable, super easy to disassemble. All you do is pull this back, hinge open your upper, and that's literally it. So it's super easy to disassemble and maintain. I have more videos on this gun if you guys want to check them out. But just overall, such a clean design. I love the smooth, the sleek. They also do them in M-LOK as well now. But the key mod, the way key mod works, you can get a slimmer overall profile, which is why I like this one in key mod. But just overall, super cool gun. Super cool gun. And very high quality one at that. These guys are made in the USA, in Utah. And I gotta credit the owner. He came up with a very innovative system. This gun actually fought for the SCAR program and almost won that program. This could have been the SCAR. That could have been literally the SCAR heavy and light pro. Because they make this in a heavy as well. That's not here because that would be the 308. And that's actually, I like that one even more than the 223. It really manages the 308 cartridge very well. Very reliable. But that's the XCR, again, by Robinson Armament. I'm going to pick up the classic G36. So this gun came about in the late 80s, early 90s, I believe. It was the HK50 project. It was for the Bundeswehr. And it was meant to phase out all their aging G6 or G3s, which were, again, a 7.62 NATO caliber, so that battle rifle caliber. And these replaced them. And honestly, they're an awesome gun. This is super plastic, right? Like, it's literally plastic with metal inserts in it. And don't mind this piece of tape. That's just because I popped the roll pin out so I could swap the stocks for different videos. Again, those are back. Scroll through my earlier videos. I did a bunch of stuff on the G36 if you're interested. But honestly, this is just a very cool gun. It has the flapper lock, like, you know, like your AK, but the magazines go in like an AR. They slide straight in. It has, put that out, a really cool ambidextrous charging handle, and you can pop it in too, so you can get your forward assist that locks it in. But that goes both ways. You got your ambi safety. You can swap out the gun is just really modular as well. You can swap out with one pin. You can toss off the handguard, put different handguards on it. You put different mag balls in it, different stocks. The stocks are the only thing that are kind of a bear to get out, and it's because there's a massive roll pin in there that you have to drive out. That's why I took it out once and then I left it out, because I just replaced it with another pin that doesn't fit as tight, and then I can swap stocks as I like. So the G36, guys, that's a 5.56 caliber gun, and again, it's sweet. Check out Tom Bostic, Tommy Built. He's doing a lot of cool things in the United States with these things. He's got his own T36 platform, which is based more off the SL8, which was the civilian G36, and he's doing lots of cool stuff. You can get them in with the pistol braces now. You can get them in the C and the K. K for Kurtz, which is the carbine length, and then Commando length, which is the really short guy with like an 8.9-inch barrel. Super slick. I should have one of those for my channel here pretty quick as well. So stay tuned. Let me catch my breath here. I'm just talking kind of a mile a minute. I'll probably try and slow that down here a little bit. But anyways, next up we have the Bushmaster ACR, probably the most innovative thing Bushmaster's done in a long time. And then they didn't follow through with completing it. So they got the gun out, and they were supposed to do a bunch of multi-caliber stuff, but then they didn't. And thankfully, a company like Templar Precision, those guys are now up and running. They're doing different lowers. You can do finally 7.62 by 39 lowers, but different barrel sets as well. This is the Shorty, the 10.5-inch barrel. This is not a suppressor, by the way. This is just a blast shield, AAC blast shield that fits nice and snug inside this RPM tool handguard. Really slick gun. Again, it's non-reciprocating, but the charging handle does lock when you just have the bolt lock back. But when you're shooting the gun, you can run your hand up nice here, and the charging handle stays in place, which I like because I tend to run my guns like this anyways. I'm going to be releasing a video series on this gun pretty soon as well. I've already done the shooting video, and I'm just going to slot it in because I'm going to do my probably my HKG28 video series next week, and then followed by the Brugger and Tomet APC308. Pretty excited. I have one of those coming. but then this guy will probably fall shortly after that. Again, really great ergonomics. I love the bolt catch and release at the index finger here, just outside of the trigger well. Favorite place for a bolt catch and release. And ambi mags, takes all your AR standard mags as well, which is really nice. This is a KRG folding or telescopic stock system, which I threw on there, and of course the almighty Elcan Spectre DR optic. Freaking love these things. I have way too many, but they're my favorite optics. So that's that guy. Quick change barrel system on that as well, so you can run an 18.5-inch barrel. They're doing caliber conversion kits as well now, so you can do, I think, 6.8. There's actually a 450 Bushmaster kit for that out now, which is also pretty cool. Might have to track one of those down. Okay, next, let's do, this is a classic gun, the SIG 553. Pretty slick. This is a version that's legal in Canada. And man, really slick little gun. I've got a video series coming out on this thing pretty soon as well. These integrated, the flat top upper has these integrated iron sights. It's got a bolt catch and release somewhat similar to an AR-15. Just pop that up and that drops the bolt. Basically, this thing is an AK-47 though. The way the internals work, it's just like a modernized, you know, Switzerland-ized, you know, way better quality, modernized AK-47 at the end of the day that shoots 5.56. So that's pretty cool. Definitely pretty cool. But it's an old design. It's a bit antiquated. And you don't have your modern ergs. So this would be one of the guns that I would be replacing. It wouldn't have made my list if I would have had some of the other guns that I would have liked to have had for this list. And well, I would have probably tossed out this in favor of a SCAR. SCAR, I think, should have made the list. It's a pretty iconic gun. Even the SCAR Light, well, maybe considering it's a SCAR Light, maybe it wouldn't have. Let's say that this would have been the Bren 805. That would have been the gun that would have replaced this one had I had one. Which in the future I may. I just may. So best for last, this guy right here. I've also got my bonus gun, which you can just see the rear top sight or rear sight right there. I'll pull that one in here in a second. This would be my favorite of the series. I recently had all these guys out shooting them, and this thing kicks butt, man. The Swiss, they blew this one out of the water. It's got the smoothest action of anything I've shot. It's got an internal buffer system that really drops down that recoil. Really pleasant to shoot. Again, of course, another Elcan for this guy. It's a bit heavy, a bit front heavy. But again, it takes AR mags. It's got ambi controls. The ambi controls aren't my favorite. The XCR has better ambi controls in my opinion. And the ACR as well. Just because it has that bolt release down here as opposed to up here. This guy I find it takes quite a bit of pressure to depress it, and you can't depress it with that with the stock. But you have to really kind of get up there and dig down. Mag release is nice. I would just like to see, probably that'd be my only feedback would be, you know, putting a better ambi mag release. But the cool thing is you can actually see how the buffer works in this thing. So that's a normal travel, and then the last half an inch is actuating a buffer. Pretty slick. But overall, just, you know, it's just, you know, so smooth. And I guess the only other point of feedback, which I think that they're probably in the process of addressing, is this is a reciprocating charging handle. I'm not a huge fan of that. Again, I do like to typically run my guns, you know, up like this, and the reciprocating hand, they just do not work at all for that. So, I mean, I could swap it to either side, run it like an AK, because you can swap the charging handle from side to side, but I like my forward left hand charging handles anyway, so that'd be my only gripe. But they've already addressed this in the new APC9 Pros, so I'm assuming they're probably going to do something similar for the 223, 300, 308 series of rifles as well. And this telescopic stock is just unfreaking believable. Best quality PDW stock I've seen to date. Also the most expensive, partly because it's Swiss and made amazingly well. Also because it has an integrated buffer system in the stock, which is probably not the best. Designs that integrate it with the bolt are probably a little bit better, because if you want to run different stocks, you've got to invest in that buffer system every single time. That really drives up the cost of something like this. So this video is getting way too long, but I hope it's been at least interesting. My bonus gun is kind of still an AR-15. I'm gonna level with you guys. It's kind of still like an AR-15, but it's not. And it would be the SIG Rattler. This is the gun that is chambered in 300 Blackout, and I think it's been one of the most revolutionary packages for the caliber due to its size. This thing runs a 5.5-inch barrel. It's just tiny. Look at this. It's so small, and you know, it's fantastic. So it's still very much based off of the AR-15. Literally, you can throw an AR-15 upper on this, except you'd only shoot it once because there's no buffer system. The SIG really revolutionized the design, and they built the buffer system above, and it all fits in here. It's pretty slick. They also incorporated a kind of a tappet piston semi-system, hybrid system, which is slick as well. Low profile, lower weight. And the gun is reliable. It functions super well. You can now get a 5.56 kit for it as well, though 300 Blackout and a short barrel makes a lot more sense than 5.56. But man, just a super awesome gun. The only fail I give it would be the lack of a ambi bolt catch and release. Don't really know what I can say about that. That was just kind of a... They missed it, guys. They missed it. They put it on their MPX system, which is really nice. They're 9mm. That's got a great little bolt release right here. But they left it off of their MCX series. Now, I have seen they do have their new 308 platform, which they debuted it at a military show earlier this, a few months ago, called the Spear. The SIG, I think it's SIG Spear or MCX Spear, but it's the 308 platform, or battle rifle cartridge platform. And that one does finally incorporate that index bolt release, which I'm assuming they'll now probably retroactively bring to the MCX series as well. It's just a hunch, but I would say that's what I would do if I were them. And yeah, that's my top 6, basically. Again, with the exception of probably a Scar or a Bren being in the lineup somewhere. I guess a Galil Ace could technically fit as well, though I kind of stayed away from AKs, even though, I mean, the SIG is kind of like a modernized AK. I also didn't bring any bullpups into the game. The Tavor, this is the TAR 21. There's also a X95. Lots of good stuff out there. I thought I would stick to standard configuration, not talk about the bullpups in this video. And I gotta bring one more. I got one more, guys. And this one's more just for looks. This is an old, outdated platform, the Ruger Mini 14, but this is the factory folder, and they just look gorgeous. This is was the iconic A-Team gun, and this with the stainless folder. It looks awesome. This little AccuStrut up here to help compensate for the terrible point of shift or accuracy issues when the thing heated up, but just an awesome gun. And this gun, honestly, guys, almost like this was in the running for the military when they ended up selecting the AR-15. Can you imagine how different your gun culture in the United States would have been if they would have taken the Ruger Mini 14 over the AR-15? Like, can't even really imagine. But nonetheless, a super cool gun, usually pretty inexpensive, and they look cool. They still run really reliably, based off your Mini 14 is kind of like an M14 or Grand Action. Just a cool gun in my collection because I like it, and it's fun to shoot, and it's fun to play with. But lastly, the bonus gun, the feature gun that I just want to show because I think it's super cool, and that is the Cerro Lynx, the GM6 Lynx. This is a semi-automatic 50 caliber bullpup, just unbelievably cool. Comes in with the barrel like fully collapsed, because you can actually collapse. This is the barrel here and the bolt. So the whole action, it's a long recoil action. It sits in at just under 36 inches with that collapsed. You press this button right here, which I will demonstrate here real quick. So that, I guess, to explain it really quick here, the bolt is released, the bolt comes home. Once the bolt hits home, it trips the barrel comes home, trips the bolt slides forward, picks up a 50 beat round of BMG, chambers it, and you're ready to go. So theoretically, you can have this thing, sorry guys, this thing is like 25 pounds, and it's holding it outstretched is a little heavy, so. Whew. Okay, so The cool thing is you can, military use, you can have this thing barrel collapsed, full mag, in a Jeep or a car, whatever, hit the scene, bust open the door, run out, press that button, you pop it out, make it ready to fire. Or I guess you pop the barrel out, but it automatically, chambers a round, and you're ready to go. Just within moments of stepping out the car. So that's pretty cool. So if you guys are more interested, I have a full video series on this as well. Sorry, not a full video series. I have an overview video, and then an assembly and disassembly video. And then I'm doing a shooting video really soon. Really soon. I got a new wide-angle camera, which I was waiting for, which is going to let me do a better POV shooting video. So I'm going to get there and do that real quick. Up here, I'll hit a link for the video. It's a lot of fun. Go check it out. It's currently my most watched YouTube video. So I think there's probably some reason for that. If you want to learn more about this gun, go check it out. Otherwise, guys, check me out on Instagram at arm.and.gun. I've been posting there for years. Lots of content. You can see other stuff that I own that maybe hasn't made it to the YouTube channel yet. I will be cataloging my entire collection eventually. It'll all be on here. And that's it for now, guys. Thanks a lot for tuning in. Please like, subscribe, comment. I'm pretty active in responding to my comments, so if you want to know something about any of these guns, just put it out there, let me know, and I'll do my best to get back to you. Thanks again, guys. Arm&Gun out.